What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. And as always, I invite you guys to like, to share, to subscribe. Also, when you subscribe, hit the notifications so you get those notices for when my videos drop. Also, I call your attention to the Super Thanks feature that's on my videos. It enables you to contribute to the channel. If you agree with what I'm saying or you like my presentation, you can go on and send a Super Thanks in much the same way that you send a Super Thanks on the streams. It will highlight your comment and I'll see it and I'll respond to it. So thank you in advance for anything you might want to give. And thank you guys for watching. That means everything to me in itself. All right, guys, let me get into this story that I saw. I want to give my commentary on this article that I saw in Screen Rant. And I see that the article is written by Emmanuel Noisette. And this would be from E-Man Reviews. All right. And I'm sub to him. He's got a YouTube channel. I respect him, and I definitely respect his stance on recasting T'Challa in the Black Panther movies. So big shout out to Emmanuel. Okay, and I'd like to say to you, Emmanuel, if you come across this video, you are more than welcome to join us on the Dark Council. You have an open invitation if you want to come on and discuss your views and some of the things that you have, seen. I know you move in like big circles and everything like that. So look for us, the Dark Council, and we love to have you, bro. But I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on this article. Some of the things I agree with, some I don't. Some things I have, a little bit more to add to. All right. So let's read just a little bit of this and I'll give you my commentary. It says here, and this is on screenrant.com, Star Wars' racism response is a start, but it can do more. It goes on to say, Moses Ingram received racist harassment by toxic fans, but Star Wars has the means to do far more to prevent these situations from happening again. Moses Ingram is the latest example of a Star Wars actor receiving racist comments online, but even with Star Wars officially backing her, more can be done to prevent this in the future. Ingram stars as the third sister in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The actress revealed on her Instagram a series of racist messages sent to her. Contrary to the belief that the critiques were about her acting or character, the hundreds of comments directed to her race, complexion, and more. The hundreds of comments directly referred to her race, complexion, and more. Okay, now you're saying hundreds of comments. She only presented 5 that I saw or that I've heard about. But I'm sure, look, I have no doubt, okay, because she, through Star Wars, reaches a huge audience that she probably didn't have before, all right? So it wouldn't be beyond belief for me to believe that there are hundreds of comments that are hating on her or hating her or whatever. And here's the thing, though, I will say right up front, there is this concept of people getting fan mail. We do acknowledge that people get, or stars, celebrities, sports figures, they get fan mail, right? Okay, so in that scope of getting fan mail, are we to believe that everyone who gets fan mail doesn't also get hate mail? I remember on a local newscast, a woman had to come out, one of the, I think it was a weather woman, and she came out and she was saying how she was getting mail of people complaining because she hadn't lost weight fast enough after she had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So she was addressing that, but she got an outpouring of support because of that also. I know she got my respect as well. But this is kind of the nature of the business. You get fan mail. Within that fan mail, you get encouraging messages and outpouring of love. And also you're going to get the sickos out there who are just looking to tear you down. Because as they say, haters are going to what? Haters are going to hate. That should come as no surprise for any of us, okay? So, once again, it's just a matter of how much energy you give to this, how much notoriety you give to these people, because they're always going to be there. I don't know what Star Wars or anybody else could do to change that. So anyway, moving on. Sadly, the toxic portion of Star Wars, I would say the toxic portion of humanity, but the toxic portion of Star Wars fans is no exception to racism. So much so that Lucasfilm expected Ingram to deal with some confrontations. Well, fucking big whoop, of course. Like I said before, of course. Why wouldn't they expect it? I would expect it. I'm on YouTube. I get a bunch of people in my comment section always taking shots at me. The same thing on Twitter. I would expect it. I try to have fun with it as much as possible, because these people don't know you. So you can only take it personally, but so far, right? It's just a bunch of miserable people out there who have nothing better to do with their miserable lives than to try to make you miserable. The studio informed the actress that she might face harassment, and when she did, to inform them when it happened. After Ingram revealed the harassment, the Star Wars social media accounts defended the actress. One statement read, and this was on Twitter, "There are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist." Another message told fans, if anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we only have one thing to say. We resist. Oh, that's cute. What's that saying, really? It's saying nothing. Lucasfilm, expecting such a reaction from its fan base, is indicative of a bigger problem with Star Wars. Both sentiments in defense of the Obi-Wan Kenobi actress were well-intentioned, but were they really? Were they? Still, neither statement's tone seemed adequate to rebuke the bigoted comments. It wasn't the time to be cute or stay on brand, though it should be noted star Ewan McGregor also sent a message of support that it was far more direct. If the studio knew this harassment would happen, it should have taken more proactive action rather than waiting for the actress to reveal the traumatizing messages. Minority actors shouldn't have to carry that trauma and burden. Okay, if the studio knew she was going to get this reaction, of course she was going to get this reaction. Like I said before, is it really that unrealistic to expect that within an outpouring of fan mail, of love and support, you wouldn't also get an outpouring of hatred, okay? Hatred can be directed towards anybody, okay? In this respect, we're talking about racism. But if you believe that white actors, for example, don't get hate mail, you're delusional. Okay, this, like I said before, is the unfortunate downside of celebrity. Okay, Selena got killed by what? She got killed by a fan. Remember Selena? You know, I love Selena. Oh my God, I love Selena. But, you know, she did my ex-wife's favorite, one of her favorite songs, I Could Fall in Love with You. I could cry. She was so beautiful on that song, Selena. She got killed by someone she trusted, a fan. Okay, that had nothing to do with racism. Racism is a form of hate, and hate is something that celebrities get as well as love. That is the nature of the business. I would also point to, and just running, if we want to stay on Star Wars, right? Hayden Christensen, you know, we talk about this. Hayden Christensen was criticized greatly. You know, now picture all of these actors. Picture them, as Matthew McConaughey would say in the movie A Time to Kill. Close your eyes and picture them black. Okay, although in that movie he was saying picture them white. But Hayden Christensen, picture Hayden Christensen black. All the things he had to go through, the criticism about his line readings, his acting, his presence, and everything. If he were black, what would we say? These people are being racist towards Hayden Christensen. No, he was getting run down because some people didn't like the way he came across on screen, okay? You could have said the same thing with Luke Skywalker. If Luke Skywalker had been played by a black person, you know, instead of if Mark Hamill were black, you know, they would have said, you know, I'm going for some power converters. He was a meme. You know, they show him holding a lightsaber upside down. Imagine if he were black. Oh my God, they're being racist. They're saying the black man is stupid. All right, Han Solo. Han Solo was actually hated by Harrison Ford. Maybe Harrison Ford hated himself. Maybe he saw himself as black. You know what I mean? I don't know. Picture Han Solo black. Speaking of Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich. All right, he got run through because people did not accept him as Han Solo. Alden Ehrenreich. Picture him black. Why would that have been? Oh, because he's black. It's racism. People don't want to see him play Han Solo. No, once again, he was criticized because people didn't like his presence. People didn't like the way he came across. They said that he was a bad fit. It was a criticism. It wasn't necessarily racism, but sometimes people go through criticism, okay? You know, also, George Lucas. All right, if Star Wars had been directed by Spike Lee, right? Picture Star Wars, a Spike Lee joint, okay? It was all black cast, and it faced the criticism that Star Wars has faced after all these years. You know what I'm saying? George Lucas, people said that he's a good storyteller, but he's a bad director. They were saying he puts dialogue out there that nobody understands and stuff like that. You know, he's bad at showing romantic scenes and everything. Level that at Spike Lee. They're just racist. That's the reason why. No, it's criticism, okay? And in some cases, it is hate. Sometimes people do get hatred. And through that hatred, like I said, it'll take different forms. All right. But hatred is always going to be out there. Okay. There's nothing that anyone can do to change hateful people. All right. But what you do is you look at the fact that Star Wars is well loved. It's a worldwide phenomenon. People love this thing. People cry over this thing. I've cried over this thing. All right. People talk about the reception that John Boyega got. All right. First of all, John Boyega complained about the way Star Wars treated his character, as did Thandie Newton. But if people, like back then when The Force Awakens came out, right, and people were talking about John Boyega and how people hated it and he got hate mail, keep in mind, if the hatred was that strong, why did The Force Awakens open the way that it did? It made billions, right? It made a bunch of money, like crazy money. Right? So that group of people who were hating is not that significant to stop Star Wars from being a success, right? So why don't we just focus on that and leave those people where they belong, in the toilet, under a rock? All right. The same thing could be said about Rey, right? If people really just hated Rey because she was a woman, then why did The Last Jedi open up as big as it did? Even though we went on to hate it, but we went in ready to love it. So it goes to show you something. We knew that it was a female-led movie, but we went in ready to love it. We were let down by the fact that we didn't like what we saw on screen, and we were vocal about it. It had nothing to do with being anti-woman. It had nothing to do with being racist for the most part. Do they get those type of letters? Undoubtedly they do. But is it enough for us to now soak our culture in this negative energy that we're in now, where we're demanding that people do something about it? I don't think so. You know, and the same thing would go for Moses Ingram. Okay, did she get some hate mail? Of course she did. She gets fan mail, okay? But the criticism of Rita came from the fact that people thought, number one, it was going to be a bait and switch, Kenobi was, and it turned out to be, by the way. And also, we didn't like her acting and her line reading, okay? She was great in, what was it, The Queens, whatever it was. I didn't see that, but people talk about how good she was as an actor there. All right, but it's not a good fit. In much the same way, Robert Rodriguez was not a good fit for directing the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, he's a great director. It's just not a good fit here. All right, these are the legitimate criticisms that we have, and it shouldn't be lost in people wanting to deflect. And that's why I say they are deflecting. They're using these things as a shield. Why are they? How can I tell they're using it as a shield? Because you don't see these types of articles. You don't see them, you know, for the most part, acknowledging those criticisms. They go straight to demonizing the fans. That's what they do. They're deflecting. You know, this is not to deny what's going on, and this is not to say that it's inappropriate. But how are you going to change that? People have freedom of speech. You know, the internet is wide open for a reason. It's up to us how we want to deal with it. If you want to go away from social media, you have that option. I have that option when people start coming at me, you know, but I just accept that it's like that, and there is a block button for a reason. Okay, so anyway, all right, I just wanted to point that out, guys. This is how I feel about it. I will leave Emmanuel's article in the comments. It'll be pinned, so you can check that out. All right, once again, big respect to him, but also he goes on to criticize Dizznee as well, you know, for not doing enough for these characters. And I give you big respect for that, because that's the other side of the story that most articles don't get into. How Dizznee also has let these characters and these actors down by not fleshing out their characters and putting them to the sideline after trumpeting all over the place that, oh, we have black actors and, you know, POCs and all of this stuff and gay and trans, but they don't give them anything really that can be seen as anything other than virtue signaling. But anyway, guys, that's it. I'm saying too much. Let me get up out of here. But you can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Thank you guys once again for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.